What's the truth about monologues? Well, I'm going to tell you my opinion about them in this video, and it might be a little controversial. What's up, my fellow actors? Welcome to the Acting Career Center, here to help you learn the skills you need to break into the film and television industry. My name is Kurt Yu. Thank you so much for spending some time here with me today. If this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe to this channel to get more videos on acting, auditioning, and career advice every single week. And who knows, maybe this is going to be the week where you unsubscribe from my channel because you disagree with what I have to say today. In fact, if you do disagree, let me know down in the comments below why, and tell me why I am wrong. I know this is going to be a little bit controversial, but first, actually, let me acknowledge that my thumbnail that I used for this video is a little bit clickbaity. In the thumbnail, I wrote that monologues suck, and I don't really believe that monologues suck per se, but I do think they are overrated. I do think there are a lot of people that put way too much emphasis on learning monologues when I think they should be spending their time learning other things in the acting career. Now, let me say that I am not a theater actor, and I've never really been a theater actor, and I understand that in the theater world, monologues are used quite a bit. But I come from the on-camera world. Pretty much my entire career has been spent doing on-camera acting, starting out doing commercials and industrials and then moving into movies and television shows. So I've been a working actor for almost 13 years now. And in my entire 13-year career, I have never been asked to perform a monologue outside of class. Let me say that again. I have never once in my entire 13-year career been asked to perform a monologue outside of the classroom. Never from an agent, never from a casting director, never from a producer or a director or a writer or anybody else in this industry. So that's why I think monologues are a little overrated. Now, I want to emphasize again that if you are pursuing theater, either alone or in conjunction with a film career, then I understand that you're going to have to learn monologues for the theater side of your career. But if you are someone like me who is pretty much only pursuing the film and television side of an acting career, then I just don't know how useful learning a bunch of monologues is. Now, I'm not saying to not work on your acting. I'm just saying that I think you should focus your work off of monologues and onto other aspects of acting, particularly working on scenes. I think it's much more beneficial for someone who is pursuing an on-camera acting career to work on scene work rather than monologues. Scenes meaning a scene that is a conversation between two people, so that you can showcase both your acting while you are speaking as well as your acting while you're listening and responding. In my opinion, when you perform a scene with dialogue, it showcases more of your acting abilities anyway than performing a monologue. Look, it doesn't make any sense to me to learn a bunch of monologues when I end up getting a real audition and they never asked me to do that monologue. 100% of the time for a film and television audition, you're going to be asked to perform a scene with dialogue. They will never ask you to do a monologue. And yeah, sometimes you'll be auditioning for a character like a TV news anchor or a politician who performs a speech, and in those cases, that character is speaking by themselves and there is no dialogue. But in my experience, that's like maybe less than 1% of my auditions. Look, I've been tracking my auditions since the very beginning, and I've had over 900, close to 1,000 auditions now throughout my career. And in those over 900 auditions, never once have they asked me to do a monologue. Whether it's been an audition for a commercial or an industrial or a movie or a short film or a student film or a big budget feature film, nobody's ever asked me to do a monologue. Who knows? Maybe audition number 1,000 is going to be it. Maybe that's when they'll finally ask me to perform one of my monologues, but I'm not holding my breath. And here's my other issue with monologues even in the classroom. Look, I have no problem with monologues being taught in the classroom, but I still feel like they are emphasized a bit too much, and especially too early. In my opinion, I don't think brand new actors should be working on monologues because I think it makes them self-conscious and self-centered. I think that new actors need to learn that acting is not an individual activity, that acting is collaborative, that acting is teamwork. That's why I loved studying the Meisner technique, because from day one, the very first exercise in the Meisner technique, repetition, taught actors to take the attention off of themselves and put it on their scene partner, to stop thinking about yourself and pay attention to the other person in the scene. Look, taking the attention off of yourself and putting all of your focus on your scene partner so that you can truthfully listen and respond, that's the foundation of acting. And it's just so much easier, in my opinion, to teach that working with a scene partner, and it's just so much harder to learn it by doing monologues. All good scripts and screenplays explore conflict and relationships and objectives and obstacles, right? And I just feel like it's so much easier for actors to learn those concepts through doing scene work, through working with a scene partner and having dialogue and interacting with another human being. It's so much harder, in my opinion, to learn those things with a monologue. It can be applied to monologues for sure, but that's why I think learning monologues should come later in an actor's education. I think learning how to work with a scene partner should come earlier, master how to work with a scene partner, and then learn how to do a monologue. Because look, when you do a monologue, you have to imagine the person that you're talking to. I mean, why put that burden on a brand new actor to force them to imagine a human being rather than to actually put them in a scene with a human being and learn that first? And I know there are going to be a lot of people out there who are watching this video saying, well, I don't know any other actors. How do I work on a scene when I don't know anybody else who's an actor? And look, I feel like I say this in almost all of my videos. I talk about the importance of acting class, but this is another reason. Getting into an acting class so that you meet other actors, so that you can work on scenes together, that's such an important part. So that you can learn that acting is not an individual activity, that it's collaborative. The truth is, if you're just staying at home and working on monologues by yourself, that's not going to teach you how to act. It just isn't. And I understand if some of you don't have the money to get into acting class right now, totally understandable. But find a way to work with another human being. See if you can find someone else who is also interested in acting who may want to work with you and learn with you. Either work with them in person or work with them on a Zoom call or something like that. But get in front of someone face to face so that you can work on a scene together. And I promise you, working on a scene together with another actor is going to improve your acting much more than working on a monologue by yourself, especially when you are brand new. Hey, let me know what you think about this topic. I know some of you that watch my videos are working actors just like me, so if you have had a totally different experience than me, if you've been asked to perform monologues a lot in your career, then let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear that, okay? All right, so that's it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it and you totally disagree with me, give me a thumbs down. But don't just give me a thumbs down. Tell me why. Tell me the reason down below, okay? Until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and I hope to see you on set one day.